and cast away their cords from us. Right. By giving us these false idols, they took away the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right. The essence of what
binds us together, or joins us together, because the word Levi means joined together.
That's right.
What were the Levites known for? For giving the laws to the nation of Israel.
Doing a service of the Most High.
So during slavery, the so-called white man made sure that we didn't know about the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. And then we gave you an example with Ptolemy the first, when he gave that edict. You're not to sacrifice your sons anymore. Those are all part of the cords that bind us to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Go on.
He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision.
Right, go on.
Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure.
Just like he did to the Ammonites,
right.
The so-called Japanese. He spoke, the Most High is raising up. That's why the psalmist, the other psalm we read, it says, keep not thou silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace. Now we're reading over here, the Lord said, then shall he speak to them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. And you're really going to see that when Yahushua comes back.
That's right.
Because Yahushua is coming back with wrath and sore displeasure.
Fire.
Fire and brimstone, man. That's how the Most High is going to speak. In particular, he's going to speak to Edom, the so-called white man, in wrath and sore displeasure. Go on.
Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee.
Go on.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
So that's what the heathen were created for, the other nations. They were created for our inheritance as slaves.
That's right.
All right, so that's their future. And that's mainly because of their hatred for us. So we're supposed to have the same sentiment towards them. All right, go on.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Right, they're supposed to be our possession. They are inheritance and they're our possession. Go on.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
And we're supposed to break them up, man. We're supposed to have, now in the book of Revelation, the 2nd chapter, it says we're going to have a rod of iron.
Yep.
All right? What do you think we're going to do with that rod of iron? We're going to crack it right over their head, man. If the Japanese come up, we're going to crack them right over the head. The Chinese, we're going to crack them right over the head. We're going to be busting heads in the kingdom, man. We're going to be breaking limbs. And then, on top of all of that, we're going to have slaves. We're going to have them do the menial tasks. The ones to shovel the shit, the mule shit, the shit of our animals. Guess who's going to be doing it? Our slaves.
That's right.
No, we ain't going to be doing that shit. The menial labor, like they have us do in this kingdom, they're going to be doing it in our kingdom. And that's righteous, man. That's righteous judgment.
Yep.
That's
right.
Justice. Right? Go on.
Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Exactly. What verse was that?
That was verse 9.
All right, now let's go to, because you wrote a scripture here, 1 Ezra 5, 66 to 73.
1 Ezra 5.
66 verse to the 73rd verse.
All right. 1 Ezra 5 and 66. It says, wherefore, when the enemies of the tribe of Judah and Benjamin heard it, they came to know what that noise of trumpets should mean. Mm-hmm. And they perceived that they that were of the captivity did build a temple unto the Lord power of Israel. So they went to Zerubbabel and Jesus, which is Joshua, mm-hmm. and to the chief of the families, and said unto them, we will build together with you. For likewise as ye do obey your Lord, and do sacrifice unto him from let me read that again. Mm-hmm. For we likewise as ye do obey your Lord, and do sacrifice unto him from the days of Bazareth, the king of the Assyrians, who brought us hither. Mm-hmm. Then Zerubbabel and Jesus and the chief of the families of Israel said unto them, it is not for us and you to build together an house unto the Lord our power.
Exactly. So these other nations, they have no part in this knowledge and this truth. All right? The so-called Japanese, the so-called Chinese, the Arabs, and including that so-called white man, they have no part in this truth.
That's right.
So you got these lame duck so-called Israelites trying to bring everybody into this knowledge, like Bubble-Eyed Blackfish, the ultimate homosexual himself. Yeah, he's a homosexual, man.
That's right.
Trying to bring everybody into this knowledge. You just reading right here that Zerubbabel said, "Look, you ain't got no part in this truth, this knowledge," and it's the same way today.
That's right.
All right, go on.
We ourselves alone will build unto the Lord of Israel.
That's why if you notice, the true worshipers. Now, if you fast forward, Yahushua told that woman at the well, the Most High seeketh for who? The true worshipers.
That's right.
Who are the true worshipers? The Israelites.
That's right.
All right.
Which proves she wasn't an Israelite.
Which proves she wasn't an Israelite. So those two crackers that Karazal was dealing with, they weren't the true worshipers. And just like Karazal told him, you're wasting your time. You should be out there. He was telling them crackers, you're wasting your time. Yeah, they should have been out there living it up, man.
Yep.
Claiming that they worshiping the Most High. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Go on.
We ourselves alone will build unto the Lord of Israel, according as Cyrus the king of the Persians hath commanded us.
Go on.
But the heathen of the land, lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea and holding them straight, hindered their building.
Just like now on YouTube. Now YouTube is a medium the Lord is using to build up our nation. They're trying to hinder us. That's why they'll yank our videos off YouTube.
Whole sites.
Yank whole sites. Now you brothers see why they're doing that, because they did it in the past.
Yep.
They've always tried to hinder us from reaching our ultimate goal, which is to become really masters of, really the real masters of the universe. Yep. Is the Israelites. The real He-Man is the Israelites, the Israelite man. Tells you in the book of Psalms, they consult to cast down his excellency.
Yep.
That's these other nations, man. Go on.
And by their secret plots.
Again, you have that now. What you think the UN is all about? You had that back then. You reread about the secret council. Go on.
And popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years until the reign of Darius.
And then during the time of Darius, that's when we were able to build. Now let's go from there to the book of Psalms 137, 7 to 9. We're going to talk about the so-called white man, who is really our main enemy. Among all the adversaries of our nation, the main adversary is the so-called white man. Then we're going to finish it with Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, the 15th to the 17th verse.
All right, Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom and the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundations thereof.
And I'm going to tell you something, the Most High haven't forgotten.
That's right.
That's why this so-called white man is getting all these problems now. And it's only going to escalate, all right? As we get closer and closer to the end of his rulership, he's going to have nothing but problems. You go to the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, it says there shall be a time of trouble.
That's right.
All right? That's going to come upon who? The so-called white man and 2/3 of our people, because basically 2/3 of our people are just like white people.
Yeah.
They're just like Edomites.
Yep.
All right? So when Esau goes down, they're going to go down too. They're going to go down right along with him. And we ain't going to miss them. Because, hell, they're coming back in the kingdom. They're coming back as our children, and they're coming back righteously. But for now, fuck them, man. The 2/3, the hell with them, man. Go on.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Now, remember we mentioned about the ancient Babylonians, which were the Ethiopians, and you saw the state that they were in.
Yep.
So now the Most High called the so-called white man, O daughter of Babylon. So imagine that, man. Imagine the state the ancient Babylonians are in today. Well, the so-called white man is going to be a whole lot worse.
Yep.
All right, so you can tell this white man, you can tell him, look at the Ethiopians, the big head, waterhead Ethiopians who don't have enough strength to swat a fly from their face. Look at them, because that's going to be your future.
That's your future.
But it's going to be worse for you. All right, go on.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Who ought to be destroyed. Go on.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
We happy right now. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. That's justice. That's righteous. What is it? 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. It's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them who trouble you. Go on.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
And we're literally going to do that. That's why I told you we're going to smash and bash, right? We're going to
do the smash and
we're
bash.
going to whack and crack, right?
That's right.
All right?
We're gonna break and take.
We're going to break and take. All right? Why? Because these other nations, they hate us, man. And you know what? We feel the same way. We hate them. Lamentations 2:15-17.
All right, Lamentations chapter 2, verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying,
That's all these other nations, including the so-called white man, the Chinese, the Japanese. Even these stinking Africans think they're better than us, man. These stinking goddamn, even the Ethiopians think they're better than us.
Damn East Indians.
Yeah, the East Indians who drink piss,
cow piss
out of the river Ganges. Goddamn heathens. Even they think they're better than us. You had years ago in the 80s, you had an Ammonite, a Jap, came over to America and he said the problem with America is you have too many Negroes here.
Then they got a documentary called How
go.
Japan Views Blacks. You know, they look down on Jake as just entertainment, basically.
Yeah, they had one Jake. He said, look, these Japanese act like I'm supposed to moonwalk my way to work. Like they found it strange that Jake didn't moonwalk or he didn't do the typical quote unquote nigger things.
Yep, because of the majority of you Jakes out there, man, that's how the world views you because of the way you act.
Yeah, they only like you, or no, not like, but they only tolerate you because you're good entertainers.
Yep.
But outside of the entertainment, they don't have much use for you. When there's matters of real importance come up, matters of serious consideration, they don't consider you.
That's right.
You're just the entertainment. When they want to be amused, they bring that nigga in here. Let him make us laugh for a few minutes. Okay, that's enough of that. Now get the fuck out of here, nigga. That's their attitude towards you. And that includes the so-called white man. Go on.
All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughters of Jerusalem, saying.
When it says hiss and wag their head, they go, psst. Oh, man, look at this nigga.
Yep.
Look at this spick. Look at this beaner.
Yep.
This wetback.
This coconut.
Look at this coconut. Look at this.
This plátano.
Play some reggae for me, nigga.
Yep.
That's how they look at you, man. Go on.
Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
This is the Israelites, and that's the elites. The elites talk like that. Yeah, those are the great Israelites. You think the elites don't know who you are? You better think again, man. The elites of Esau and all the other nations, they know just who the hell you are.
That's right.
Because they got the records. The Rothschilds know who you are. They got the records. Go on.
The joy of the whole earth.
At one time we were the joy of, during the time of Solomon, we were the joy of the whole earth. It talks about the queen of
Sheba.
Right, the queen of Sheba that came all the way from her land to see the joy of an Israelite by the name of Solomon.
That's right.
That's an example right there. And we were living in great pomp during the time of Solomon. Go on.
All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
And they still do. Go on.
They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up.
See? Go on.
Certainly this is the day that we look for.
So they're always looking to cast us down as a people. That so-called New World Order is about destroying us as a people. Go on.
We have found, we have seen it.
We have seen it. Because that's what they're looking for. That's why you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Puerto Ricans, you got to wake the fuck up, man.
Yep.
These nations are out here. They're out here to destroy you, man. They're trying to destroy you. That includes the so-called white man. Go on.
The Lord have done that which he had devised.
And that's talking about the elites. Because the elites know exactly why we fell. You read about Achio. We gave you the example of Achio when he's speaking to the elites of the Babylonians. He said, look, you can't move on these people when they're tight with their power.
Right.
But when they sin against their power, that's the time to move against them. Showing you that these people, these other nations, they study us, man, like a book. Go on.
The Lord hath done that which he had devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He hath thrown down and hath not pitied, and he hath caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He hath set up the horn of thine adversaries.
Right. So that's an example of how the other nations feel against you. All right. So we're probably going to do a part 2 to this next week. Show you that the Lord really set us up to prophesy against the nations because we're running out of time. That's going to be our next lesson. But for now, I say shalom, and we'll see you on the next lesson.
Shalom.